could accept the fact that the city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion. What do you mean, biblical? What it means is Old Testament, man. Real wrath of God type stuff. Rivers and seas, 40 years of darkness, volcanoes, human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Broadcasting live deep from an underground military bunker or a spaceship high above the plane of Earth, from the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Sam the Votathon. Day number 9, by the way. Man, these days are going by fast, aren't they? So it just seems, well, what? We only have about a week and some change left before it's all over. Well, I mean, if I say all, it makes it sound like it's all over and that the world is ending. Well, it might be if you turn on the news. But you know what? We're not doing that today. No, listen, I'm tired. I'm tired of doing news stuff. I mean, I do it every single night. I've been doing it every single night, and I'll be bitching and moaning about the news this weekend. But listen, I'm telling you right now, tonight is going to be a little bit different. But before we get into all of that, I do want to let you know, since this is day number 9, that's right, day number 9 of the Votathon. The Votathon, of course, being able to, for allowing you to be a part of broadcast history. And you're saying, well, how do you do that? It's very simple. You just look down there at the bottom of the screen. It says text 127 to 804-430-5505. That's 127 to 804-430-5505. You're going to want to do that every single day between now and August the 3rd. So like I said, we have, what is it, about 8 or 9 days left, about a week and some change. So every single day. And now make sure you grab every phone in your house, your significant other, all of your kids who can't peel themselves away from a screen to begin with. And just like I said, and then tell them, hey, listen, text this number, 127 to 804-430-5505, and tell them to do it every single day. Now, when you go to work, tell everybody you work with, say, hey, guess what? You can be a part of broadcast history. Give me your phone real quick. And they'll be like, hold on, wait a minute. Have you ever noticed that when you all of a sudden, you grab someone else's phone? It's like they freak out. Well, it's like if you didn't have anything sus on your phone to begin, that's sus, right? Isn't that what the kiddies say? Yeah, so if you didn't have anything sus on your phone to begin with, then you have to worry about people grabbing your phone and texting the number 127 to 804-430-5505. But tell everybody you work with to do it too. And then in the process, you can always go to the website. That's go.richmond.com/thebest. Go.richmond.com/thebest. You're able to use your email address for this one. Scroll down to entertainment. Click on, there you go. Click on Best Local Morning Radio Show. And when you click on that, you'll see my name. Sam Newsman, WDCE. And then when you click on that, you'll be able to get a second vote in using your email address. Now, you can also probably use all your other email addresses, the ones that are connected to all the sus stuff, right? All the sus stuff that, the reason why you freaked out from the person grabbing your phone to begin with. But listen, you can do that on an email address, multiple email addresses. And once again, like I said, you can always text the number, which is the easiest thing to do. You don't have to do both, but you can do both. And the more votes, the merrier for voting for me for Best Local Morning Radio Show here in the state of Virginia. Brought to you by our friends over at the Richmond Times-Dispatch. Now, you remember 2 years ago, we were 3rd place. Last year, we were 2nd. And the person who was 1st place over the last couple of years, well, now he's running for lieutenant governor. Old Uncle John. Oh, yes, old Uncle John. He's running for lieutenant governor now. And so, once again, I always say that gives us the inside lane to possibly win this thing this year. With me, my little old puppet self, and my little 8-mile signal from a small radio station out of the University of Richmond. getting first place. Now, to listen to that show, just go to WDCE.org or WDCE.net, or you can also download the Live 365 app, search WDCE, and you'll be able to listen to that radio show every single Saturday morning starting around 9:30. We play cartoon themes, sitcom themes, what else? Movie themes, video game themes. We talk about TV shows and cartoons that you may not be familiar with. And then, of course, I do go over the news of the week, usually around 11 o'clock. So around 11 o'clock is when I start talking about the news, but anything prior to that, it's all fun. Speaking of fun, that's what I want to do tonight. Like I said, I've been dealing with all of this, the gift that keeps on giving, and that is this whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. But I'm tired of it. Like I said, I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. And I want to have a little bit of a breath of fresh air. So what we're going to do tonight is going to do something completely different. And we're going to be chatting about toys and action figures, and this whole thing known as toy photography and the whole toy creator community that seems to just continue to explode. Keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And of course, I have a couple of friends here of mine who I've known for quite a while, who are going to help me as we go through this journey, if you will. Because listen, even though I am familiar with the toy community, I need to know where it all started and how this all began. And because the two people that I'm bringing on have really had a lot of success connecting with this community with their own toy photography and bringing people together. So without further ado, let me bring in SKYDROWALKER and DeadMan 1. Hello, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining into the show. Really appreciate it. Do we do the cheers now? Can we say cheers? Can we say cheers?
Cheers, chat. Cheers.
Cheers to the chat.
Cheers.
Cheers to everyone who is watching the show. We have about 48 people, almost 50 people here watching across all social media channels. Facebook.
Hashtag Sam the Vote.
Hashtag Sam the Vote. That's right. Yeah, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X at Sam Newsman, and also being mirrored on Exertus's channels as well. A couple of people in the chat.
I'm also streaming it to ToyMercs.
Oh, awesome. Hey, that's right. Shout out to ToyMercs as well. We are all ToyMercs, by the way. I see Resonate Dose Studios, Enio Drifter, not joking to me. So no, I don't have the numbers of the people who are in your stream, DeadMan, but tip of the cap to all of them as well. M3, see M3 in the chat. But thanks so much, everyone, for joining in. We do appreciate that.
They all actually, anyone that's watching on ToyMercs will come up in the
will it?
Right here that we're looking at.
Oh, okay, great. Fantastic. Shout out to Will. I see Will Morgan's in the chat too. Scribbles as well. And not joking to me, Seema Dragoon, Alex Dunn, a couple of people all in here now, over 55 people now joining into the show. Once again, everybody, make sure you're texting that number 127 to 804 430-5505. That's 804-430-5505. Texting the number 127 will allow you to be taking place and taking part in broadcast history. So
hashtag Sam the Vote.
Hashtag Sam the Vote. Yeah. So
hashtag Sam the Vote for sure.
That's right. Well, listen, guys. So I want to ask you guys both this question. So I'm going to leave it to you guys to answer it each. But this whole toy collector, toy community thing, it has just exploded over the last couple of years with things just happening nonstop. We have San Diego Comic-Con that is happening right now. San Diego Comic-Con is just going bananas. New toys are coming up, but it seems to be it's not just toys. It's the whole toy photography. It's people creating their own dioramas. It's like a whole set piece thing going on. So, guys, I want to ask you guys, Skydro, we'll start off with you. Skydro, how did you get involved with this whole toy photography thing?
Leading up to the pandemic, I was oil painting, and it's medium was not fast enough to express myself artistically until I happened upon a decent paycheck one day, and I had some expendable money, and I went across town to a toy shop. I bought the Mainframe and Beachhead 2-pack. It was a comic 2-pack from the G.I. Joe 30th anniversary, I think. 25th or 30th anniversary. And I took a few pictures with my phone and thought how much easier that was than painting.
Right. Hey.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
So, and you know, certain people like Plastic Battles, he was doing this long before the pandemic, years before the pandemic. When he started an Instagram with toy photography, I started an Instagram for clouds and pictures of coffee and Instagram stuff. So I wasn't there. I was there because I was like, a basic bitch using Instagram. And, people like Plastic Battles, Lord Bev, Crunchy Cheeto Creations, all these guys, they were the OGs to me coming into this space. They were setting the bar high coming in. So it was so cool to see that.
Now, DeadMan, now you also are an artist yourself, and so you mentioned that. So how did you get involved with this whole toy community and toy photography thing?
So I'd always collected. There's nothing like I do now. It was always something little, something here, something there. Like this little guy has been with me since its release, its original release. This is the original guy. His little top is busted off. It doesn't have that anymore. But this thing is actually toured with me around the country in my guitar case more than once.
Oh.
So I've had like I've always had like little things here and there. And when my wife and I moved to Washington, and we got a little cabin in the woods, and we didn't go out, we didn't do anything. I had a lot of extra money, so I just started buying toys, and I didn't know what to do with them. So like I was like, I'm gonna look on YouTube and see what I can do for like display wise, and I saw diorama building, and I was like, oh, I think I could do that because I'm pretty artistic, I can draw, I can paint, probably not as well as Skydro, but so I started building dioramas, and I was like, what am I gonna do about this? I bet you I could make
fantastic.
I was like, I bet I could make a couple bucks off this, and so I started Instagram, and I was just a diorama builder. I wasn't into doing toy photography. I did little things here and there, but it was all with my phone. It was never any good. And then one day I was working with the dude, and there was we had to deliver this huge, like it's a pallet full of Presto logs. Those things are heavy, right? He dropped it on my finger, on my right hand, on my middle finger on my right hand. So I couldn't hold a knife. Ooh. For about a year. Like I didn't even have feeling in that fingertip. And well,
you can still flick people off though, right? You could still flick people off.
I could do it. I could still do it now, but I couldn't hold a knife to cut the foam anymore. So then I started focusing on photography because I still wanted to be involved with the community. ToyMercs was already ToyMercs became a thing right around that time. And so ToyMercs is a whole nother thing. We can talk about that whenever you want, but it's a whole nother. It's a fucking beast of a thing. What it is.
Right. Well, yeah, we'll get into ToyMercs here in just a little bit. Now, Skydro, you started taking pictures of you said your GI Joes after you started doing your artwork, but then throughout this whole process, DeadMan was just mentioning this whole diorama thing, and throughout the course of time, you eventually got connected with Extreme Sets. Could you talk a little bit about Extreme Sets and just your journey and your connection with that?
Well, that was what life is about, setting goals for yourself. And, your producer says you got to set the standard and then raise the bar.
Yeah.
You know, you got to set the standard and raise the bar. So what I did is I challenged myself to be sponsored, and extreme sets are so versatile. They're so great and they're so easy to use. And once I started using them, I could not use anything else.
No, real
So-
quick, what is an extreme set, by the way? What is it?
An extreme set is a premium printed cardboard diorama.
I've always been really skeptical on
So this
On-
is
these extreme sets, always, but Skydro does it real well. You can't hardly even tell that it's just flat cardboard when he takes photos of this shit.
And you know, the secret's really in the extreme sets, because he adds a little bit of shadow to everything, to the background. So if you follow the light, like this is a restaurant, so if you want realistic lighting to make this look like it's inside somewhere, you'd have the lighting coming from up top like it should. And you know, I make it look complicated, but it's super easy. It's
And you
super
said
easy.
they're made out of cardboard mostly, right?
They are. This is it's a
They're
cardboard.
Not
cardboard
it's not
sheet,
mostly
and
at all.
It's
100% cardboard.
100% cardboard.
I would say it's a premium print on a cardboard.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean,
Cardboard.
they're more than just like a print like that. I mean, some of them have like buildings and corners to buildings and pillars and all kinds of stuff. Like, yeah.
Shout out to a couple of people in the chat. I see Andreas is here. I also see Digital Ronin as well.
What's up,
A couple other
Ronin?
people. White Vegeta. Shout out
White
to you, sir.
Vegeta. Shout out White Vegeta. You guys want to see? You guys want to see a painting while I'm up?
A painting. You have a painting.
Sure.
I do. I got this one. This one's in the middle stages of being done. It's dry enough so I can add. So I paint with oils. So this is dry enough to add another layer to it. And then I have a finished one. I've got a finished one right here.
Oh, now that's pretty. Look at you with your Bob Ross self. How about that? Pretty little tree.
Every once in a while, I'll put these in the background for that classic
As you
sunbow
should.
sky.
As you should.
Yeah, well,
That
that's
classic sunbow sky.
well, that's
All right, appreciate it.
that's great. Now, I do believe we do have some pictures here of Skydro, some of his photography, if we can get
Let's
some of that
fucking
pulled
go.
up. So, but DeadMan, you said that. Oh, now you used to make dioramas yourself. So, what were you making dioramas with?
Well, everything that I built started with insulation foam. It's a rigid foam. It's not the stuff that balls up and falls apart when you cut into it. It's real sturdy. So I have a piece right here that I use in a lot of photos that I take. It's just some stone wall.
And that's something you made yourself.
Yeah, it's just a piece of foam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's just for background stuff. It's usually never in focus. You never really, a lot of times when I take a photo, I'll try and angle it so it doesn't look straight on, because that's boring, But
Sure.
I have a couple of other things left. I sold most of them. I had started a cave that is over here and set up with a photo that I'm not going to show you guys because my camera doesn't move. It's stuck here where it is at. And there's 18 figures on it right now. But I was one thing that I was really known for was trees when I was doing dioramas.
DeadMan's trees.
Yeah. So.
And now, are those made with that styrofoam material as well?
Yep.
Okay.
And I always put a magnet or two in the bottom of them just to weight them down. So you could put them on your fridge if you wanted.
Oh, hey, nothing like a dead man tree, you know, hanging out on my fridge next to my report card. So,
Yeah, the last time I made a batch of trees was probably 2003-ish, early 2003, and I made a bunch for a bunch of people, and I just haven't done it since.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's so that's really great that you guys have that. Now, I do have some pictures here. We have a collage, if you will, of a bunch of different pictures. Now, Skydro, this is one of yours, and
Yes, it is.
and so this is. It looks like I'm looking at some GI Joe. Now is there extreme sets involved in this, and you have red lighting, and so how talk us through this? What's going on here?
Well, this is music inspired by Eno Marciano. Am I saying that right? I'm not saying it right.
Marciano?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Spaghetti westerns.
Yeah, spaghetti westerns. So this is super heavily inspired by that, and the not seeing people dying, which is one of those movie things where you're kind of playing into the imagination of the person looking at the scene. Is they have to picture the person dying. The real thing is these guys are like seriously massacring somebody because they're just out in the open firing. So they're definitely just massacring somebody.
Turning them into Swiss cheese, if you will. Let's
keep on. Yeah, everything in there is extreme sets.
Now let's keep going. Let's go over to the next one. Now this is a couple of things are going on here. It looks like we have more of the. Now those are all cardboard extreme sets. You said, right? Like
true. Yep.
And then, but we have a vehicle, and we have looks like some soldiers here, ducking and cover.
Looks like one of my favorite characters to kill.
Yeah.
That's actually his brother, Mr. Falcon. Mr. Falcon himself.
Oh, that's Falcon.
I got him on the table right now.
The screen's really small, so
yeah, he's taken over the role as beret wearer in my GI Joe universe because this figure is the Night Force Falcon is fantastic. But so 5 years ago, the GI Joe classified figures started hitting stores, and that's what inspired me to take a photo of Duke and Falcon. This is the 5-year anniversary of that. I've got like this awesome extreme set, and I've got vehicles now, and it's kind of a then and now photo.
So when you're taking these type of photos, is that lighting artificial lighting, or is that coming in through a window? Like how are you doing the whole lighting thing with some of these?
This is all artificial lighting, and a lot of what I learned from lighting, I learned from watching behind the scenes on movies and those old HBO specials that used to come on in between movies that you'd switch the channel on, or you'd fall asleep to because it wasn't a movie, they were just talking about the movie. And I've been, for the past 5 years, I'm still learning every day, of course. You can't learn everything, so I'm still learning everything. So I'm still applying that. And a lot of the lighting that inspires me comes from movies. And a lot of it's directional right at the camera, believe it or not.
Now lighting is a big thing. Now, DeadMan, I believe that we've had conversations in the past about lighting. And how important it really is.
Lighting is the most important thing in any photograph, not just toy photography, any photography. It's lighting can set your mood, lighting can bring the drama, lighting can create it can create an illusion of sunrise or any of that. Like, I mean, there's so much you can do with lighting, and it's all super important to photography. The one thing about lighting that I always try and think of while I'm taking a photo is, why is that light there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
I
home.
completely agree. They're home.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing that's probably the best advice I could give anybody who's trying to get better at photography or trying to learn photography. Just why is the light there?
Jordan,
know.
real quick, could you go down to one of DeadMan's photos? You pull up one of DeadMan's photos in this batch that you have?
I'll add right there that photography is the art of capturing light. That's what photography is.
It is what photography is.
It's painting with light, and you're capturing it with a photo. So that's what photography is. It's literally capturing light. So when he says light is the most important part, it literally is the part.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, without it, we don't see it.
But I guess the thing is, though, is that you have to have an understanding really of where the light is coming from. You just can't just blast it with a bunch of light.
No.
You have to have you have to see where the light is and how it reflects off of surfaces. There has to be pretty much a whole science behind it. Here's one right here that you did, DeadMan.
Yep. That is definitely my photo. I love that photo. That is one of my favorite photos I've done ever. I'm very, very proud of that photo.
Walk us through this photograph real quick.
I just wanted to do something different. I'm always doing horror. I'm always doing Warhammer or things like that, and I just wanted to do something just a little bit different. I had to bring the horror out here, so in this photo, the light was the key. I shined the light through the window. It was a blue light. I should have actually given you the color photo of this one because it's really nice as well. I shined a mild blue light through the window to simulate the moon, and that little lantern, the light in that lantern is actually in that lantern. That's my favorite prop for any photo. If you look at my Instagram page, you can scroll down. So many of my photos have that lantern in it. And so, yeah, that's just like a little kitty. You could buy those little cats at like Hobby Lobby or Michael's or even Borders, that bookstore. They got those little animals as well. And it just so happens I had just bought that diorama from Toys Multiverse. It came back into stock, and I like the look of it. And these days, I'm not like a diorama builder. Like I said, I started this cave like 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago, actually. And I have got the front of it done, but I have not turned it around and finished the back of it. but anyway, yeah. So I've got a couple skulls on the table because they're cool. Got an empty whiskey bottle, which is also from Mezco, and in this sort of photography, like I do a lot more closer running things than Skydro. Skydro does a lot of depth with his photography, which is a whole nother thing. You have to have a big area. You have to have more lights to pull off the lighting sometimes. Also, if you see there's a ray of no light coming through there. You see that the little black line up in the corner,
right?
That was created with the vaporizer and a slow shutter speed.
Okay, so
you and I both have that in common. We both use a slow shutter speed to give it a natural haze instead of just turning the contrast down. A lot of people when they go for a haze, will turn the contrast down, and it just hazes the whole photo. It doesn't have a natural haze. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to say.
No, right. So talk a little bit about the shutter speed. You guys also use sometimes vape smoke to end up getting a real nice kind of ambiance kind of look to it. How does that make a difference? You mentioned just instead of just messing around with settings and contrast, but what is it about changing the shutter speed and really going into some of those deep camera settings that can really bring a photo out?
Skydro, you want to take this one?
Well, okay, thank you. I can tell you right now that the reason why I couldn't tell somebody how to take a photo is because every photo is different. Every situation's different. So every mood's different. Every personality's different. So it's lighting can be tough because it's like, for example, like with DeadMan shot with the moon coming through the window, like that's where the light's coming from. Or like the light with the Duke shot with the vehicle, the light's coming from the street light. The light here, it coming from the ghosts.
Yeah.
So it's there's a lot of reflective light happening, and that comes with a complete scene. And that's just in my experience, is that creating a complete scene where the light has natural things to bounce off of. So if I've got a light overhead and I've got an extreme set's ground, then the light is naturally going to bounce off of it because it's a little bit more glossy. So it's almost like having a whiteboard underneath it, which is a bounce card. So I use the extra scene as a bounce card.
That photo of the cat and everything, there's a bounce card in the front of that. It was really hard to get that bounce card to reflect the light.
Now, real quick, if people aren't familiar, what exactly is a bounce card?
It's anything that reflects the light. So if you have one light coming from one side, I can actually show this with this paper, with these paper towels. So I have a light coming right here on my face. It's right here.
Right.
And if I put this closer to my face, you'll see that the light, my face lights up over there because it's bouncing off the white. It doesn't have to be white. You can use anything to bounce light. White works the best, or a reflective surface. Those work well too. But sometimes the reflective surfaces for me are too much. The light always, when it bounces off of something, the light will always be more mellow or whatever. And another thing about the shutter speed, especially when using smoke, when you use a slow shutter speed, it creates a haze instead of like wispy smoke. You know, when you have a fast shutter speed, you'll get like clouds and all the detail in the smoke. But if you use a slow shutter speed, it'll create more of a haze because the smoke is always moving and the shutter is taking a while to close. So it's closing, and it captured all of it instead of just that second. That's how Skydro achieved this photo here. That's how there's these hazes in the areas of that photo, and not like a cloud of smoke that has a bunch of detail, because smoke has detail.
So when you're building a scene and you guys are setting up these things, and you know that you have to have things positioned, let's say in certain areas, when you're taking these photos, do you have an idea that's already in your head, or does the scene kind of develop and grow as you're taking the shot? Like, do you have a shot already in mind, or do you kind of just go through almost like a scene, if you will, like and try a couple of different things once you have things set in place?
Rarely. Rarely for me anyway. When I go to take a photo, I think of a figure and what do I want this figure to be doing. And this is a perfect example. I had y'all seen that wall, you know what it looks like. And I had just gotten that cell, and I had also just gotten that figure. I sat down with that figure and put the wall up. I put the figure down. I moved the little bugs that come with them around, and then I was like, "There's this background goes." It just faded into black, which looked nice, but it didn't. There was no. The separation was too harsh, so I added the cell with that little headless figure that also comes with this figure.
Right.
Yeah. So it just when I create scenes, it takes a minute because I don't always have something in mind, and when I do have something in mind, it takes forever to get it right.
What do you mean by that? It takes forever. Like walk us through the process real quick.
So
What do you mean?
if I have something in mind that I want to shoot, like a whole scene that I want to shoot, the way I'm picturing it in my head, it takes forever to set it up. It takes forever to get the camera in exactly the right place, because you're looking at it as you do it, and it's like it looks great, and then you put the camera from the angle you're thinking is going to be good. Then you got to move the camera around and get it. It's for me, the process works better. Just grabbing a figure or two and just starting there, because then I come up with something. It works out. I'm not when I'm not trying to create a story. I'm trying to give an image to you to think of a story, basically. Like this, yeah, this one. I love this photo. I'm also very proud.
Talk to us about this photo right here, because this one is just fantastic. What's going on here?
Well,
That is great.
Logan drank too much whiskey and has passed out. And if you look in that window, a lot of people don't see what's going on in that window. But that's Sabretooth right there in the window.
Oh,
So Logan better wake the fuck up. You know, it's this photo. I was going for like a for like an early morning, sort of like Logan been up all night drinking. You know, like you can see there's beer cans around there. Got a pair of sunglasses on the desk, a couple books piled up there, and this photo actually started with the chair. I had just gotten that chair from AliExpress. That is a cool fucking chair. I think it's right here. The cushion comes off, but yeah, it's a really cool chair, and it looks like leather. It's obviously fake leather, but this photo started with that chair. I put the chair down in the diorama. I put the diorama down. I put the chair down. I added the table, and then I thought of Logan. I was like, yeah, we could put Logan in here, and I put Logan down in the chair, and I was like, this is boring. So then I, built up the rest of the scene with the empty beer cans and the 40 bottle, and put the whiskey bottle in his hand, and then I took this photo like 4 times before I decided to put Sabretooth in the window, because I just thought it was wrong. It was just wrong. I muted the colors on this photo a lot too. I do that a lot. I like to shoot in black and white, muted colors, and it's really hard to take a photo with muted colors, or not black and white, but with muted colors, and it not look just like flat.
Right.
And I thought I feel like I created depth with the muted colors on this one pretty well.
Now is that artificial lighting, or is that natural lighting?
That is artificial lighting.
It looks like an actual sun is kind of a sunrise almost.
Yeah, that's
so real and authentic.
Yeah, that's the color of the light was it was a real pale orange, and I slow shutter speed and a ton of smoke. And like I said, I took this photo a bunch of times before I got everything right. When you're working with a slow shutter speed and smoke, you're gonna take a lot of photos.
Right. And Skydro, it's the same way when you take your photographs. Do you start with an idea, and does it develop and grow, or is it an organic process, or do you just have, hey, I know exactly what I want, I'm going to take it one shot, bam, or does it kind of develop as you go along the process?
Sometimes it's very rare that I can think of something and put it down on the table and photograph it. Wing, bang, boom. It's very much for me anyway, it's very much a set up a scene and play in it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's more like I set something up, and then several figures will pass through it before I actually photograph it.
So explain to us like something like this. It looks like we have a Ninja Turtle on a rooftop.
So I built
How do you
that
feel
city.
about that? Is that the
I built this
Fury
city.
Toys? Is that the is that the Fury Toys turtle?
This looks like the
No, that's
Mezco.
actually
Mezco, right?
that's Mezco.
Oh, you got the
Green
Mezco
one.
turtles? I did not know that. Cheers, good on you,
Yeah.
man. Those things look
Yeah.
dope. They're the best looking turtles on the market, in my opinion. Don't get mad at me.
Ah,
They're pretty fantastic. Some of the poses that they can get into, I didn't think turtle figures would ever do. But this is one of those rare ones where it's. I actually had the city set up for a different scene, and the turtle was extra. I was like, "Oh, hey, you know who's in the city? The Ninja Turtles. Oh, it's Tuesday. Oh, hey, I could take this shot."
Oh, no.
Turtle
So
Tuesday.
it's so it's more like
TMNT Tuesday, Mercs.
it's more like I just had this set up and I just kind of shot it, and I was playing. This is me. This is me playing.
No, this is a great photo.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, the depth, dude. You're so good at depth. You also have a huge table to work on. A lot of us have like my shooting area is 24 by 24, and and right now it's
a lot of that. You could do it in small spaces. It takes layering. You know about that.
Yeah.
Like putting in a foreground, a middle ground, and a background, like because
yeah.
you've had it in all the shots Sam has shown today. So it's all about having a foreground, a middle ground, and a background, and you tell a story just like a book, a beginning, a middle, and an end. So
Yep.
And if you have a small space, work with that small space. Like take small photos. Don't take big photos out of the space. That would be a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Resonate in the chat is at Resonate in the chat is asking, what camera do you guys use?
I believe Skydro and I use a very similar camera.
I think we use the same one.
No, I think you have a T6. I have a T7, Canon T7.
Okay. Yeah, I have a Rebel T6 from Canon.
Yeah, I have a Rebel T7.
And I use the Set 50. So there's two different 50mm lenses. There's the Set 50 that I have.
They call that the Nifty 50.
Yeah, the Nifty 50. And then there's the other one. DeadMan, can you enlighten them on that one?
I think the one that I use is the 18 to 50, 55 millimeter. Multiple range. I can mess with the aperture and all that. I also have these tubes that I can attach to it to basically create a macro lens without having to spend macro lens price. There's a set of 3, and the problem with that though is I can only use it for toy photography. I can only shoot manually with it. It does work if I'm like in nature or whatever, and I want to take a close up of like a flower petal with a drop of water or something on it. You want to get really close and get a good shot, but it doesn't work every time. So you basically had to turn your shutter speed up all the way and just take 100 photos and hope that it focused in there. So I don't do that very often. So if you want to take like nature shots or anything that you're probably going to need to buy an actual macro lens, which I would like to do.
So how much are those cameras that you guys were mentioning? If somebody were looking at getting a decent camera, what are they looking at spending on some of that type of equipment?
Well, it depends.
Thousands of dollars.
Well, the camera that both Skydro and I use are on the cheaper end. I believe
they go on Black Friday sales too.
Yeah, they do. They definitely can get them on Black Fridays. You can get them like on Prime days and stuff. I believe the camera that I have currently is on Amazon is going for about $600, and it comes with the lens.
And what about the lighting? Is the lighting something that you can get?
Lighting can be cheap as shit. I used to use these little right here. Here's one right here. These little posable. I don't use these anymore. I should probably get rid of them. But these are actually great. They're dollar store. They can be too bright when the batteries are brand new, but you can put just like a piece of tape over it, like just regular masking tape, or you could put blue masking tape over it, or if you want one to be red, you could just paint it with clear red, because they're $1, you know, and they're good. But like I said, they can be really bright when the batteries are brand new. So when these went dead, I would do things like I would set a timer on my phone, and I would just turn them all on, because I have 3 of them. I would just turn them on for half an hour just to run the battery down so they weren't so bright.
Yeah, I suggest the secondary those second stores like Ross, Marshalls.
Yep. I mean, it's a good place to start, but
check the electronics section.
Yeah.
I was in a Ross tonight, and they had RGB ring lights, small ones for your table. And the great thing about these ring lights is they come with a tripod, so you can get some distance out of them. But
yeah.
$4 $3.99 for an RGB USB light. So all the colors of the rainbow with a remote and a tripod for $4. $4. Come on.
The thing I don't like about using ring lights is a lot of times you got to be careful where you place them. A lot of times you'll get a ring light on a glare on a figure. It'll be like a total ring.
So you know what I do to that? I turn it around. I put it on its highest setting, and I turn it around so it's backwards.
Yeah, a little trick of the trade there. So, well, listen, guys, these are all great tips. Real quick, I see about 70 people in the chat across all social media channels.
Let's fucking go.
So make sure you hashtag Sam the Vote. How do you do that? By texting 127 to 804-430-5505. That's 127-804-430-5505. You want to do that every single day between now and August the 3rd on every single cell phone in your house and every other cell phone you can get your hands on. Now, guys, I was talking about how this whole action figure photography has come around and is just growing and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And DeadMan, you mentioned something earlier, and that was ToyMercs. Now, this is a community for toy photographers. Can you talk a little bit about ToyMercs, the idea of it, and just who can be a part of ToyMercs? Because the tagline is, "We are all ToyMercs." But go ahead, man. Talk about this.
There's so many taglines now. There's we are all ToyMercs. You are ToyMercs. ToyMercs are Legion.
ToyMercs your mom. Yeah, I mean, I get it.
and my favorite one doesn't even say ToyMercs. My favorite one, which you could buy T-shirts of this if you want. Check out the Redbubble. Go to the ToyMercs.
Or a hat.
So many things. But my favorite one is have fun, be creative, and don't be dicks to each other. And I mean that seriously. There's no need to be dicks to each other. If you have differences of opinion, we all have this in common. You know, we all spend way too much money on toys and way too much time taking photos of them. So there's that. So ToyMercs started late one night. If you bought the first issue of Legion's magazine, you know this because it's in the magazine. It's on the first page. Started late one night. I was drinking on live with one of the best friends I'd ever met on the in this whole Instagram toy community thing. Toy Got Original, and we were talking about gatekeeping in the community, which isn't so much of a problem now, but it was then. And this was 2022. So there's a lot of people out there that, you know, they just weren't good, and they were in a spot where they could influence, and they did. There was a lot of gatekeeping going on, and I decided I didn't like it, didn't want to see it. So I decided I was going to start a thing that anybody that wanted to be involved could be. All they had to do was collab with the page. And so ToyMercs was a thing. It became a thing. Grew really fast. Right now it's growing ridiculously fast. We just hit 5K a couple of weeks ago, like four weeks ago.
Whoa.
It might have been a little bit longer than that. But then we just hit 6K, and we are now just a few away from 7. We're doing a giveaway for 6K. and it's been I think overall from deciding the giveaway is going to happen, gathering up everything, and ToyMercs giveaways works just like ToyMercs. If you want to be a part of it, if you want to give back to the community that works with us, that's how we do. And we love doing that kind of shit because it's all about the community. It's all about you. It's not about me. It's not about Skydro. It's not about Sam. It's not about the people in the chat, but it's about all of us because we're all ToyMercs. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, we're about to hit 7K and we haven't even got this giveaway done yet, which is actually happening next Wednesday.
And what is the time? I know you sent me the video, but I think that I got that's my fault. I think I misposted. But
okay, well, it's okay. I could actually do this.
Can you share it?
Oh, I sure can, as long as your producers on there. I've been talking to him a little bit in the back. He actually had a question about one of my photos that I didn't notice until after we were done. So we should get to his question at some point. Here we go. Boom. And here we are. It's there whenever you want to bring it up. So this is just the cover page, and this is one of 2 posts for the giveaway. There's too many prizes in the giveaway to actually put into an Instagram slide.
Right?
Instagram slide. I think there's 25 prizes, and some of them, and some of the prizes are the community really came together on this one. Some of the prizes are bundles of figures as well. So, you guys can pause it or go back and read this if you want to know. I can tell you right now, if you want to win, you gotta follow ToyMercs on Instagram. You gotta follow ToyMercs Legions on Instagram, and you have to subscribe to the ToyMercs YouTube, and you have to be present at the time when we're giving this away, which is this Wednesday, the 30th. Is that this Wednesday? Yeah, the 30th.
Right.
Yeah, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So anyway, so we can go over some of the. Whoa, that didn't mean to do that. That's the other.
Great. This is great. Oh, that was great. Oh yeah, let's play the video. Play the video real quick.
Oh, okay. Well, I got it. Let me turn this. We're gonna play the video and turn the sound up.
And these are all the different things that are going to be given away.
These are all prizes that you can win from the giveaway.
And it looks like I'm seeing Ninja Turtles. I'm seeing Marvel stuff. I'm seeing Warhammer stuff. It seems like to be something for everyone, right?
Absolutely is. There's Mezco in there. Power Rangers. NECA.
And you said what was the rules again? Tell everybody one more time what the rules are if they want to be a part of this.
All right. So basically, you have to you gotta follow ToyMercs. You gotta follow ToyMercs Legions, which is the magazine Instagram, and you gotta be in the chat and subscribed to the ToyMercs YouTube, and that takes place this coming Wednesday on the 30th at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. I cannot promise that it'll start on time because we never do, but I would be there. I would be there on time for this one because we don't have enough. Usually we go over toy news and do some community photos, but we have so many things to give away this time. I don't think we're going to have time to do any of that. So we're probably going to start on time, and we're just going to be giving shit away from the beginning to the end.
Wow.
Wow. I wish I could. I don't know why it won't. Can't look at all the prizes on this thing for some reason. Anyway, so there's that.
Well, you were also mentioning Legion's magazine. Now, let me see here. I believe, boom. Now, this is very interesting because in a day and age when it seems that magazines and the printed copy and the printed word is just going all digital, it seems like that you guys over at ToyMercs now have your own official magazine, and this is the second issue that's about to come out.
Yeah, the second issue is well, not quite in print yet. Ronan is going to kill me. I'm not done with my article. I had to write 2 articles for this one, so I haven't finished mine for the second issue. But yeah, this is the thing. Digital Ronan actually made this happen. He's doing the majority of the work on it, which is amazing. The guy is super talented. If you don't know who Digital Ronan is on Instagram, he's my co-host on the show. So make sure you figure out who he is and follow his ass, because he does a lot of amazing things and super talented. But anyway, yeah. So the first issue, we gave the cover to my good buddy Toy God Original. He started ToyMercs with me. It was him and I that started ToyMercs. So
shout out to TGO.
Yep. Shout out to TGO. And yeah, we got the next issue coming out. I'm going to be at LA Comic-Con. I'm going to be sharing a table with some friends, and I'm going to have probably about 17 copies there for sale and a bunch of freebies. I'm going to have a ton of stickers and some other shit maybe. So now I have to ask you, when we are at a time when, like I said, everything is going digital, what was it about you guys just saying, hey, let's make an actual hard copy magazine of toy photography, and just bringing that whole thing? How that came about is actually super interesting. It was the ToyMercs 5K giveaway. Digital Ronan had offered up an art book that he had made of his own art. Really, really hard black and white stuff, Sin City-esque looking, but not quite the same style of art. And it was one of my favorite prizes from that whole giveaway. And the guy who won it thought it was great. At that time, or no, this was the 4K giveaway, not the 5K giveaway, 4K giveaway. When I was still doing the Skeleton's Tomb, which rip Skeleton's Tomb. Hopefully it'll come back sometime. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I loved the book. I told him that, and he just sent it to me out of the blue. He just hit me up and asked me for my address, and I said, "Here you go." I don't know what he's going to send me. And he sent me that, and I told him he should put one in the giveaway, and he did. And it was really popular. I think he sold a few of them after that. He gave a few away as well. Like, people offered to pay for it. And then a couple of weeks after that, he just hit me up and was like, "Hey, let's do this." Like, this was his idea.
Well, this is fantastic. Like I said, when it seems like that the written word is dead, everything's going digital. Hell, AI is now starting to write articles, for goodness sake. It's just wonderful to see.
It's funny you say
what?
Well, so I actually I know a few people that swear by like AI as like an assistant or like whatever. So I actually tried to write my article with AI, and it did not work.
Yeah, it's
the reason why it's not done, because I spent a lot of time with AI trying to figure it out with ChatGPT, and it did not work. So,
well, listen, hey, you listen. Don't feel too bad, because it can't even beat. It can't even win at chess either. So, I mean, this, we still got a long ways to go, I guess. With AI. Digital Ronan's in the chat. I see him. He says, "Suck up," but seriously, appreciate you, dead man. Tip of the cap to Digital Ronan, who's there in the chat.
Yeah.
Now, like you said, now this second issue, you can pre-order it now.
Yeah.
Still,
it's up for pre-order. Please go pre-order it. The first issue did much better than this one is. So go buy this fucking thing. We want to keep putting it out. The third issue is going to be my favorite. It's going to be my favorite. It's going to come out around Halloween time, so it's going to be all horror. It's going to be great. Yeah.
Digital Ronan says the print book gives a physical keepsake for the community to keep forever, whereas even the best photographs can get lost in the never-ending ocean of social media. Isn't that
absolutely? It's absolutely true. The magazine is beautiful. I don't have a copy of it right here. I could go get one, but but I'm having too much fun. But yeah, it's super high quality. When when Ronan had it printed and sent to his house, he actually told me, he's like, "You're going to be really mad at me." And I was like, "Why?" He was like, "When you see the magazine, you're going to be mad." I wasn't mad, but it's way higher quality than you expect. The pages are not flimsy at all.
No, it's a nice gloss. It's very, they're glossy.
You have a copy of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skydro was supposed to be in the second issue, but he never sent us a photo.
Yeah,
Looks like he's gonna. It looks like he's gonna be in the third. Then get one of those Ghostbuster images, Skydro. Tighten up, soldier. Oh, is it Resonate says AI cannot compete with human creativity. I think we can all agree on that. We can definitely all agree on that. Well, gentlemen, listen, it has been quite an interesting journey here. But as we close out the show, we'd like what's that?
I want to address a question that your producer had.
Sure. Well, hold on. Let's bring him let's bring him on in. Jordan, there you are, sir. Come on in, Jordan, to the party. How are you, sir? I hope everything's been going on wonderfully back there behind the scenes. Doing such a great job per usual. But what was your question again for DeadMan? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, you got to unmute yourself, bro.
He's so professional.
No, things are going okay back here. It wasn't my question. It was from Resonate. He was just asking if your cat picture, if it was supposed to be crooked on purpose.
Yes, absolutely. It's called they call it a Dutch angle. I don't really care about that. The reason why I do is because it creates more drama. You know, if you think about it, how often is your head completely straight? How often are you looking at something like this? How often are you looking at like this? You know, it creates drama in the photo. That's why it's crooked. If that photo, especially the one with the cat, if you're talking about that, if that photo was straight on, it was dead on, like straight, like with a bubble and everything. But anyway, it would be.
If you'd like
boring.
to learn more about the Dutch
It would
angle,
be boring.
look up the rule of thirds.
Ooh.
The rule of what?
The rule of thirds. It separates the photograph into 3 parts.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Well, guys, listen, I'm so excited that you guys were able to join us and just give an education to a whole bunch of people who may have not really known that this whole toy photography, this toy community thing is just exploding all over the internet. So before we let you guys go, Skydro, where can everybody find you? And wait a minute, I believe they can also save some money by going to Extreme Sets as well, correct? What's going on with that?
You can save 15% when you use the code SKYDRO at Extreme Sets. But you can find me at Skydro Walker all over social media. Skydro Walker, all one word. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram.
So you go to this website, Extreme Sets. Before you check out, just use that code SKYDRO, SKYDRO. And you can
all capital letters, right?
It can be. It doesn't have to be.
Oh, it doesn't have to be. That's good to know.
Also, the code works on sets that have been discounted.
Whoa! So you can double dip.
That's right.
Nice.
So you can get the normal discounted sets at 15% off. Now it doesn't include the sets on sale. There are sets on the website that are always on clearance. So you'll know when you use the code. When you save an extra 15%, we use the code SKYDRO.
And where can they find you again on social media? Just Skydro Walker. That's
everywhere at Skydro Walker.
Now, DeadMan, tell everybody where they can find you. I'm sure you have your own personal site. You have ToyMercs. You have all kinds of stuff. Where can people follow you?
You could follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is DeadMan1. That's WON. It's the winning in past tense. It's not Juan. just so you guys know. You can find me at You can find me at ToyMercs, also on Instagram. You can find me at ToyMercs. There is a Facebook page. We don't do a lot over there, but everything that gets posted from ToyMercs on the ToyMercs page gets posted right over there to the Facebook page. If you want to talk to anybody at ToyMercs, you're going to have to hit up the Instagram because nobody really checks that Facebook. And also the ToyMercs YouTube. We do a show every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. That's the cool guys time. Just so you know.
Right.
Hey.
And there's a Redbubble. There's a magazine, Legion's magazine. There's also the
You can buy merch like this hat.
like that
Go
hat.
get a ToyMercs shirt. Go get
like
a ToyMercs shirt.
This shirt. There's a ton of shirts over there. I think there's like 40 actually over there.
Go get a shirt.
And they're priced as cheap as I possibly can. Last year I think I sold 40 t-shirts I made under $4. So like I price them as cheap.
It's about getting the brand out. It's about getting the brand out, getting the name out, get them out to the community.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make money off of it. It'd be nice if I made money, but I'm not looking for that right now.
If you want to make some money, you got to do what Jordan did. Jordan used to collect pops, and before the whole pops thing went bananas, we were talking last night after the show, and he says, "Man, I got so rich selling all those pops before they went bananas." So
did you have a soulless DTOF full of pops in their packaging?
Yeah.
What? Sorry.
Did you keep them in their packaging? Did you just have them all behind glass?
Yeah, I had every time I bought one, I bought a case for them. So I was buying so many cases that I had to make a deal with a guy in Quebec to ship me wholesale cases and give me like a discounted price because it was getting out of hand. Yeah, for sure.
That's great. That's great. Resonate says, Skydro, your chair is huge. So
no, Skydro is just really small.
That's a gangster chair.
It's to hold the ego.
That's right. That's it. Now, Jordan, where can everybody find you?
Right now, you can follow me on Twitter at Divulgence Pod. You can check out the Divulgence Pod YouTube page. We're going to start cooking up some new stuff soon, so keep tuned. Or if you want to email me, you can email me at divulgencepod@gmail.com.
All right. Well, listen, guys, I want to thank you guys all so much for joining into the show this evening. Just hang out for just a bit, and I'll be backstage in just a few moments. But before we head out, everybody, I see Resonate's asking about Mega Man toys. I was gonna get into that whole Mega Man line. Everybody nobody understands this, but the reality is that beating Dr. Wily is so much more impressive than saving the princess, specifically when it comes to Mega Man 1. Not that Mega Man 2 nonsense, but Mega Man 1. And there is a Mega Man toy line that's out by Jada Toys. They had this really neat San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and it's fantastic. But we all know that the real hardcore players know that Mega Man 1 is the real game because, I mean, let's face it, there was, 3 lives and no continues. So you had to either beat it right out of the gate or wait till you got a Game Genie. So, but you love some Mega Man stuff. But guys, listen, everyone there in the chat, we have almost 80 people watching across all social media channels. Make sure you're following me at Sam Newsman all over social media. That's at Sam Newsman all over social media. Text the number 127-2804-430-5505. That's 127-2804-430-5505. Also, you can go to the website, go.richmond.com/thebest. You can also vote using your email address and all other 5 email addresses that you have that you probably forgot your passwords to anyway. But anyways, in the process, go to entertainment and then scroll down, click on Best Local Morning Radio Show, and you'll be able to participate in what we are considering and what we're calling broadcast history, where my little old puppet self ends up possibly winning the Best Morning Radio Show award against all the corporate media shows. And like I said, it's going to happen if you continue to hashtag Sam the Vote. And the easiest way to do that by texting 127-2804 430-5505. We'll be back again on Saturday morning at 9:30-ish, WDCE.org, WDCE.net, or you can download the Live 365 app, search WDCE, and you'll be able to listen to that show on Saturday morning. Yeah, and it'll be fantastic. You'll love it. I'm telling you what. Nothing like waking up on a Saturday morning listening to cartoon themes before I start bitching about the news of the week. And with that, like I said, at Sam Newsman, all over social media is where you're going to find me. And we'll, of course, end as we always do with our little jingle. Oh, that Game of Thrones is what they play. A house of cards just day by day. Voters lose in every way. It's just like I always say. It's sideshow infotainment. Politicians and news anchors. And talking points that make my eardrums bleed. Oh, that Donald Trump's got quite the past. With Epstein's files all up his ass. It's all a hoax. Oh, he says so fast. But we all know it's the ruling elite, ladies and gentlemen, who just keeps laughing last. Oh, it's sideshow infotainment. Politicians and news anchors. And talking points that make my eardrums bleed. The most trusted puppet in media is me. Reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman.